whereas the crime of domestic violence violates an individual's privacy, dignity, security, humanity due to the systematic use of physical, emotional, sexual, psychological, and economic control and or abuse. And whereas domestic violence leaves an imprint of fear and hostility. And whereas in the county of Yuba, adults and children are victims of domestic violence each year, and research shows that by creating communities with people who are connected, supported, and care for one another can reduce the incidence of domestic violence. And whereas the Yuba County Board of Supervisors is committed to restoring the right to freedom from fear in our homes and in our communities, and now therefore be it resolved that in recognition of the important work done by Casa de Esperanza and cooperating agencies in the county of Yuba, that the Yuba County Board of Supervisors does hereby proclaim the month of October 2022 as Domestic Violence Awareness Month. We urge all citizens, agencies, businesses to work together as a team in our community through prevention, intervention, and education programs to take a stand until society has zero tolerance for domestic violence. Please make a few comments.
Good morning. My name is Michelle Downing. I'm the interim executive director for Casa de Esperanza. Some of you may recognize me from another hat that I had on last year. Thank you to the Board of Supervisors for recognizing Domestic Violence Month as being October and continuously supporting Casa de Esperanza.
Very good. You provide a great service to our community. Thanks for being here.
Thank you.
Public communication.
Any person may speak about any subject of concern, provided it is within the jurisdiction of the Board of Supervisors and is not already on today's agenda. The total amount of time allotted for receiving such public communication shall be limited to a total of 15 minutes, and each individual or group will be limited to no more than 3 minutes. Prior to this time, speakers are requested to fill out a request to speak card and submit it to the clerk of the Board of Supervisors. If you are participating via Zoom and wish to comment, please use the raise hand function or *9 if participating on a phone. Please note, no board action can be taken on comments made under this heading. Through the chair, we have no cards and we have no hands raised up in Zoom. We do have one.
I see one card coming.
Miss Alyssa Lindman.
Good morning, supervisors.
Good morning.
I'm Lisa Lindman. I am with the Yuba County Resource Conservation District. I am currently the board president for the Resource Conservation District, so some of you are familiar with me through that. And I just wanted to come up and give the supervisors an update, because not only will you be voting on me to for another 4 years on the Resource Conservation District Board next month, I'll be submitting my application, but I just wanted to give you an update on where the RCD is at. So recently we just submitted a $170,000 grant to Sierra Nevada Conservancy for baseline capacity funding for the RCD. And I'm really hopeful and excited about this funding. We haven't gotten it yet, but we've worked really hard on the grant application, and SNC has been a great partner to us throughout this whole startup of the RCD. So we've really felt not only the support from the county, but a lot of our partners like SNC. So I really feel strongly that we, will hopefully get this grant, and it's going to be a big turning point for the RCD to be able to hire a staff member, which has been sorely needed this entire time. Everything being driven by our tremendous board, which I have to thank my other board members for putting in the effort that they do to drive this forward. We really feel that the RCD would be beneficial to the county in helping address natural resource management needs. And we've got a lot of partners identified that we want to work with. And so we're just excited to get this going and, being a part of the solution. Thank you very much for your support and your time.
Alyssa, thanks for coming in. Any questions from the board?
No, but I'd like to say thank you for the many years that you volunteered your efforts to the county for better, and it's been successful in your endeavors. Thank you.
Thank you.
And Alyssa, do you need a letter of support from the chair or the board?
No, I just need signatures. Yuba County registered voters, please.
Very good.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, moving into county departments, item 502, 2022, approved fiscal year 2022-23 program for public information, a component of the community rating system and the county's floodplain management efforts. Good morning.
I'm the director of public. And this is a routine item that we bring before the board every year. As the board is aware, Yuba County is a participating member in the National Flood Insurance Program, which has three legs, if you will, one of which is floodplain mapping, one of which is flood insurance, and one is floodplain regulations. Yuba County is responsible for establishing its own floodplain regulations, but we have to ensure that they meet federal standards. If we go above and beyond the minimum federal standards, we get a discount for our stakeholders, our local property owners, in the form of CRS credits, community rating system credits. The community rating system is an encouragement for communities that participate in NFIP to go above and beyond those minimum standards. One of the cornerstones of the CRS program is public outreach, because our regulations and the messages that we want to deliver are not very effective unless we have outreach programs and projects that we wish to implement. Every year, we convene a committee of local stakeholders that reviews our public outreach program. They look at the messages that we want to convey. They look at the target audiences, and they look at different means by which we can reach those audiences. As a result of this year's committee meeting, we have identified, I think it's 38 different outreach projects that I will be pursuing with support from local businesses and local stakeholders. And that is the Program for Public Information, the PPI document that I'm requesting the board approve today.
Questions from the board? Questions from the public?
Job as always, Dan. Fantastic job as always.
Thank you.
This is a Yuba County program. Is that correct?
Yes, this is a Yuba County program.
Do we require residency in Yuba County for our standalone committees?
No, that is not a requirement. One of the reasons why is the CRS program is established by FEMA, encourages us to pull stakeholders from various industries, such as the insurance industry, such as banks, mortgage lenders. So we reach out to anybody in the Yuba-Sutter area that could be doing business in Yuba County, and we welcome those people to participate as well.
Okay.
Was that your question?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Like to have local people involved in this on the Yuba County side.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you.
Through the chair. It's not related specifically to public outreach, but it is related to NFIP. As you know, we have an issue with some inaccurate data in the Army Corps database that FEMA uses to set rates in the southern part of the county under risk rating 2.0. I know there's efforts to correct that, and we have to work with the federal government to get that done. Do you happen to have any update on that, or would that be better for me to maybe reach out to Trilla staff?
No, I unfortunately do not have an update on that. Typically, when I'm working on flood insurance issues, I talk to Edie Lohman. I think you've met Edie, but she has been out of the loop on this as well. It's all being run out of FEMA headquarters back in Washington, D.C., and it has been very quiet over there for the past month or so.
Okay, I'll reach out to some of the Trilla consultants that I know have been involved in that and see if they have any current status. So Thank you, and I'll let you know what I hear back.
Thank you.
So Dan, what's the percentage of discount at this point in Yuba County based on everything that we do?
Currently, we are a CRS rating of 7. It looks like we will probably slip backwards to an 8 for a number of reasons, but the biggest reason is every year FEMA ratchets down or increases the minimum requirements in order to achieve discounts. And we are reaching the point where we are not really eager to agree to further and further restrictions on development, further impositions on property owners, restrictions on building agricultural structures. So we are being very careful and strategic in what we are agreeing to do in order to maintain those discounts.
And I tend to agree with you on that. What's the percentage difference at this point?
At this point, it's a 15% discount for people that are in a special flood hazard area. People outside the special flood hazard area get a 5% discount.
Very good. And that all adds up. It's certainly worthwhile that we put these programs in place. So any questions from the public? Back to the board for a motion.
Move to approve.
I'll second.
I have a first and a second. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Thank you. Thanks. Item number 535, 2022, appoint the 2023 representatives and alternate to serve on RCRC, Golden State Finance Authority, and Golden State Connect Authority. I don't know that we need a presentation on that. We're all pretty familiar with the situation. I just need a nomination.
I'll move to nominate Gary Brad for the primary.
Very good. So, and I think we can do this in one motion, and an alternate. I would make a motion for Andy Vasquez to be the alternate in this. Without any feedback, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye. Aye.
Opposed? Thank you. Ordinance and public hearings.
If you challenge in court the action or decision of the Yuba County Board of Supervisors regarding a zoning, planning, land use, or environmental protection matter made at any hearing described in this notice, you may be limited to raising only those issues you or someone else raised at such hearing or in written correspondence delivered to the Yuba County Board of Supervisors at or prior to such hearing. Public comments will be limited to 3 minutes per individual or group. First item we have up is 470-2022. Public hearing, hold public hearing, confirm report, and authorize lien on parcel number 022-163-008 for sidewalk repairs.
Madam Clerk, if you could make sure that makes its way into the record. Thank you.
Yes, I will. Thank you.
Once again, good morning, Chairman Fletcher, members of the board, Dan Peterson, Director of Public Works. This is an unfortunate one. The Department of Public Works is recommending that the Board of Supervisors confirm our report and authorize a lien on parcel number 022-163-008 for sidewalk repairs. If authorized, a resolution adopting assessments will be presented at a later board meeting. In background, an inspection was completed back in September of 2021, where we found that a sidewalk had been lifted by tree roots and was no longer safe. We contacted the property owners on October 1st of 2021, informing them that they were responsible for making these repairs. The owners attempted to make some temporary repairs, which were not acceptable. We contacted them again and told them so, and once again informed them they needed to remove the raised section of sidewalk and replace it. They did not. So finally, after almost 8 months of going back and forth, our road crews went in there, removed the raised section of sidewalk and replaced it. We sent them an invoice for the cost of repairs back in August. They confirmed receipt on August 4th that they received that invoice. The total cost for repairs is $3,647.38. But once again, the property owners have not paid the invoice as of this time, which is why we're requesting a lien on the property.
Questions from the board?
Through the chair, one question about this lien. I know there's different ways to put charges on property taxes. And in some cases, with those charges on there, you can't pay your regular property tax bill unless you also pay that. And in other cases, it's something that gets paid when the property is sold or maybe refinanced or something like that. Is this the latter case?
This is the latter case, and it's actually under SHC 5625. And that orders the notice of lien to be a special assessment against the parcel. And it's to be a lien on the property until all assessment and interest thereon is paid, which means it simply stays on the title until the property is transferred.
Great, thank you.
Through the chair. Dan, are the trees normally required to be put in when the subdivision is built?
And well, I apologize. We're starting to venture into planning department, which is outside my normal area of expertise. I do know that in new subdivisions, they do require a minimum of 1 or 2 trees to be planted. The Plumas Lake specific plan has specific requirements for Plumas Lake. In this case, I'm not quite sure how old the tree was, but it's been there for a number of years. Okay. So it is the responsibility of the property owner to maintain the tree and also to maintain the sidewalk.
Okay, so the county is not liable for maintaining that tree.
That is
because
correct.
a lot of, I noticed a lot in Edgewater, there was trees that weren't maintained and the roots have run amok.
There are some areas that are county right of way adjacent to county roadways where we do maintenance of the trees and the turf. And in those cases, if those tree roots raise sidewalks, then we would be responsible for repairing them.
Thank you.
One of the other quick items I'd like to mention is liability. What isn't addressed in here is in the event that the public were injured on this, who gets sued?
We always
I would of course always defer that to county council, being an engineer, but I can tell you that there is a requirement that the county inventory the sidewalks, periodically inspect the sidewalks, and if it comes to our attention that a sidewalk is unsafe, it is our responsibility to notify the property owner and make sure those repairs get done. If we do not make sure those repairs get done and there's a known issue, then we could have some liability.
So one particular incident that I'm very familiar with occurred to a client of mine about 5 years ago, is still in litigation. It's running into the hundreds of thousands of dollars for the injury. It's being laid in the lap of the landowner, and they've been tied into multiple depositions, a personal lawsuit, and it is getting very expensive. So you look at this $3,000 bill and think, boy, if that would have been fixed, it would have been a whole lot easier, cheaper, less pain, less dollars. Makes a lot of sense. I just bring that up as general discussion. So I'll open the public hearing. Any comments from the public?
Good morning, Supervisors. Good morning, Dan. My name is Tom McWhorter, and I just have one question. It's not a negative or a positive, just information seeking. Who planted the tree? We know that?
I do not know.
Okay. And was it planted on 10 feet from that, say the curb line, or like 3 feet from the curb line roughly? I
do not have that information.
I haven't seen a picture of the property in question, which would aid greatly in basically, I know what you're talking about. So anyway, okay, thank you.
Any other comment from the public? Seeing no comment, I'll close the public hearing. Back to the board.
Move to approve.
I'll second.
I have a first and a second. Roll call, please.
Supervisor Vasquez,
Yes.
Supervisor Blazer,
Yes.
Supervisor Fuhr,
Yes.
Supervisor Bradford,
Yes.
Supervisor Fletcher.
Yes.
Motion passes. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Item number 486, 2022. Public hearing and adopt resolution annexing North Dantoni Ranch subdivision into CSA 52 zone of benefit C.
Morning, Board Chair and fellow supervisors. Sam Bunn, Assistant Director of Public Works. So a little background on the item. Owners of this property have requested annexation to County Service Area 52, Zone of Benefit C, for the purpose of receiving extended services provided by the CSA, which include fire protection, local parks, recreation, parkway facilities and services, and miscellaneous extended services like street and highway maintenance, street sweeping, street and highway lighting, landscape maintenance, park and open space, a little redundant, and then drainage maintenance and emergency services as well. So the proposed territory to be annexed into CSA Zone of Benefit C is currently within the boundary of CSA 52, but no zone of benefit. The zone of benefit will provide assessment levels appropriate for the desired levels of service. And as a condition of approval for North Dantoni Ranch subdivision, an assessment petition was signed by the property owner on August 26th of this year, agreeing to the imposition of the assessment and allowing for yearly price escalation in accordance with CPI or the Consumer Price Index. So today, Public Works, we recommend holding a public hearing and adopting the attached resolution, annexing the territory into CSA or County Service Area 52, Zone of Benefit C.
Questions from the board? I'll open a public hearing. Questions from the public? Hearing or seeing none, I'll close the public hearing. Back to the board.
Move to approve the annexation territory to County Service Area CSA 52 Zone of Benefit C.
Second. I think Don was right there. So Don, you're
Don got
second.
I was ready.
Very good. I have a first and a second. Roll call, please.
Supervisor Vasquez,
Yes.
Supervisor Blazer,
Yes.
Supervisor Fuhr,
Yes.
Supervisor Bradford,
Yes.
Supervisor Fletcher.
Yes.
Motion passes. Thank you.
Thank you. Item number 487, public hearing. Adopt resolution annexing Yuba Heritage Estate subdivision into CSA 52 Zone of Benefit C.
Awesome. So this one may be a little bit of deja vu, but it is for Yuba Heritage. So we'll follow the process. Same CSA, same zone of benefit they're requesting to go into. But so the owners have requested annexation into the zone of benefit for County Service Area 52, which includes fire protection, park services, street and highway maintenance, street sweeping, lighting, park and open space, drainage maintenance, et cetera. And so currently within CSA 52 as well, but no zone of benefit. There was a condition of approval on the map or on the tentative map for Yuba Heritage Estate subdivision. An assessment petition was signed by the property owner agreeing to the imposition of the assessment. And in order to complete the process and enable the auditor to levy the assessment, it requires that the board adopt a resolution annexing the territory into County Service Area 52 Zone of Benefit C. So today as well, we recommend holding a public hearing and adopting the attached resolution annexing territory, this proposed territory into County Service Area 52 Zone of Benefit C.
Questions from the board? Hearing no questions, I'll open the public hearing. Any comment from the public?
Good morning, board. Just a real quick question because I'm kind of getting reestablished in here. No pictures of the property, words are words, pictures, much more visualization. So if I could stop by your office sometime or if you could ask Dan or he has my email.
Tom,
Yes?
you may want to address that to the board.
Okay, well, I'm asking you to direct the Public Works to send me a couple of pictures of the property in question. I don't think that's as illegal or anything like that, but it does help quantify the question at hand. Okay?
Certainly.
Thank you very much.
To help with that question as well, there's a map, Exhibit A, that's a part of the resolution. That should help with that. It's the vacant lot on Northfield between Albrecht Avenue and Woodland Drive.
Great. Any other comments from the public? I'll close the public hearing. Back to the board.
Okay. I'll move to adopt the resolution annexing Yuba Heritage State Subdivision in CSA 52.
I'll second.
I have a first and a second. Roll call, please.
Supervisor Vasquez,
Yes.
Supervisor Blazer,
Yes.
Supervisor Fuhr,
Yes.
Supervisor Bradford,
Yes.
Supervisor Fletcher.
Yes.
Motion passes. Thank you.
Item number 411. Hold a public hearing, waive first reading, introduce ordinance repealing and reenacting ordinance code title X, chapter 10.30 in its entirety to address consent updates in the National Flood Insurance Program.
Good morning again, Chairman Fletcher,
You're back.
members of the board. I'm back. Dan Peterson, Director of Public Works. A bit of a continuation on our earlier discussion about the Community Rating System or CRS program, which provides our constituents with discounts on their flood insurance in Yuba County. One of the requirements of the CRS program is that we meet certain minimum standards as set forth in the Code of Federal Regulations, 44 CFR 60.3 in this case. What they're asking us to do is update our floodplain management ordinance to add two definitions, one for design elevation, one for freeboard, and then to add some clarifying text requiring the elevation of certain mechanical and electrical equipment 1 foot above the base flood elevation. So we made those changes to our ordinance and we're requesting that the board approve these changes and update the ordinance.
Questions from the board? I'll open the public hearing. Any questions from the public? No comments or questions. I'll close the public hearing. Back to the board.
Move to approve.
Second.
I have a first and a second. Roll call, please.
Supervisor Vasquez,
Yes.
Supervisor Blazer,
Yes.
Supervisor Fuhr,
Yes.
Supervisor Bradford,
Yes.
Supervisor Fletcher.
Yes.
Motion passes. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Dan. Correspondence, I think self-explanatory. Now we're into board comments. Andy.
Well, I attended the employee recognition event and enjoyed myself, and I thought it was well attended, and I think the employees enjoyed it. I will not wear that T-shirt again, though. But
Maybe we could have a raffle with those T-shirts and see
I
what
think
we
we
could.
should. And I'd like to thank Dan Peterson for his hard work and effort and constantly appearing before us with new projects. Thank you very much, Dan. That's it.
Very good. Don.
Other than the fact that there is seems to be a real uptick in the trying to address the traffic situation in Marysville. So we'll see where that's going. It's going to be tough, but that seems to be a big problem right now.
So are you working with Caltrans, or is the city council working with Caltrans to address those
Well, I
issues?
believe the lawsuit is still pending between the city and Caltrans. As you recall, we have resolutions of support from the county and the city and Yuba-Water. I don't have an answer.
Okay. And the lake update is?
I don't have an answer.
Very good. We covered a lot of ground
We're
there.
actually waiting for the city of Marysville to come to a conclusion and ask for help from Yuba-Water.
That may be well.
So it's kind of in the city's, but I do have confidence in Jim Shad and that group. I think they're going to probably make another request.
Okay. Thank you. Seth.
We have an All First Community Task Force meeting next week, and I believe there is a fundraiser for the K-9 unit for the officers on the 21st that I'll be a judge at for funny costumes for dogs. You're welcome to attend.
We might have some T-shirts for them. Gary.
Nothing this week.
Thank you. CAO.
Yes, so thank you, board members, for attending the barbecue. The staff really likes the opportunity not only to connect with one another, but also connect with the board members. So our attendance this year, we try to our best to count, and so we had about 475 people attend the barbecue, which was about 100 more than we've had in the past, which is a good sign. Right now, we still have nearly 800 staff currently. So there were quite a few that weren't able to attend for one reason or another. So obviously, there's always room for improvement, right? And we'll make sure we have more burgers and hot dogs for next year to accommodate getting the folks out there. I did want to kind of plant the seed. There was under correspondence a request from a group wanting the board to form a new commission. You currently do not have a fish and game commission. You haven't had one for 6 years. So there's a group asking about that. And frankly, you have other commissions where you struggle to, fully appoint, people to it. There's not enough, volunteers out there to want to fill these commissions. And so it's something that, for a future topic is just addressing commissions in general and kind of evaluating whether or not we need to make some adjustments there on maybe number of commissions or focus of the commissions, et cetera, and then tying that back into the community's interest and being a part of these commissions to help, advise the board on, specific topics. So it's just a seed for now, not requesting any action, but something to think about. And this letter kind of brings that to the forefront. Also, I asked Ian Scott, the county's broadband project manager, to provide the board just a quick update on there was an activity over the weekend tying back into connectivity, for our communities. And so, Ian, if you could come up to the microphone, I just wanted him to kind of give the board a quick update on what happened over the weekend.
Excellent. We are always interested in broadband updates.
Well, good morning, Chairman Fletcher and fellow board members. I'd like to begin by thanking you all for making broadband a board priority. I'm here to provide you with an update on the partnership between the Community Development and Services Agency Government Center staff, our CDSA library team, our local nonprofit partners, and Health and Human Services on the Affordable Connectivity Program. The Affordable Connectivity Program is a $30 a month federal subsidy with a one-time $100 subsidy for purchasing devices such as laptops for income qualifying eligible households. This subsidy can be used to reduce the cost of internet access with the majority of internet service providers such as Comcast, AT&T, Verizon, and more locally SucceedNet, and also can be used to reduce the monthly cost of service even down to zero for eligible households based upon the plans they choose, such as Comcast's $10 a month Internet Essentials. This last weekend on Saturday the 8th, the County Library hosted an Affordable Connectivity Program event planned and organized as a partnership between CDSA and Health and Human Services. This event was promoted via social media through the Public Information Office and Health and Human Services. As a result, we enrolled 5 people in the program in less than 4 hours and could have enrolled many more with additional foot traffic. My role in this event was to ensure that we were able to develop the capacity within the county, particularly within Health and Human Services, to enroll eligible households for the program on an ongoing basis during the regular course of business as administered by Health and Human Services. Looking at the bigger picture, Of California's 58 counties, we actually rank 7th in terms of the Affordable Connectivity Program enrollment by percentage of eligible households, with 54% of households here in the county eligible and 32% currently enrolled. We're actually currently ahead of Sacramento, San Francisco, San Diego, and San Joaquin counties as examples for enrollment percentage. Springboarding off the success of our October 8th event, CDSA and HHS will be partnering again at the library for a Halloween event on the 31st from 3:30 to 5:30 p.m. I'll probably be dressed as a vampire, just as a fun tidbit. In recent years, this library event has driven foot traffic in the hundreds and is expected to grow this year. Now that we have a proven concept on enrollment, we plan to get to work at this Halloween event. And we also plan to have an event in cooperation with the Campton Community Partnership in the foothills. In terms of raw numbers, there are 13,955 eligible households in the county for the Affordable Connectivity Program benefit, with 4,458 currently enrolled. That means that there are still just short of 9,500 eligible households in the county who could benefit. From an from an economic development perspective, at up to $30 a month of a monthly discount on internet service, this suggests that there is an excess of $250,000 in benefit that could be received by eligible households on a monthly basis within Yuba County, which on an annual basis is in excess of $3 million. By continuing to work on registering eligible households for the Affordable Connectivity Program benefit, we are freeing up spending that can be put to work in our local economy. In partnering with HHS, we also learned that they have access to various means and methods for reaching approximately 10,000 households here in the county. While it's unclear how many of those households are currently enrolled in the program, we are excited to pursue a joint strategy for increasing enrollment. We're also partnering with local nonprofit partners such as United Way and others to leverage capacity outside of the county. I'll also be returning to your board soon for a general broadband project update based upon our accomplishments for this year and our goals for the following year. I'd like to thank you all very much for your time, and I'm happy to answer any questions you may have.
Question.
So I will say I was a little discouraged when you said 5 people. But then you quickly turned around my discouragement to excitement when you shared how many households we already have signed up and where we rank compared to other counties in the state, and our plans for continuing to increase that number, which sound great. So thank you for your efforts and the other staff in Health and Human Services and the library that are also involved in this. I also love that you pointed out that by taking advantage of subsidies to help residents with this important need, it frees up money for them to spend on other things and help grow the economy in our community. So that's a great point. Thank you.
December 10th, there's an all-of-Hearst Christmas parade. You can have a float, and you can be giving out $100 gift certificates to laptops in all of Hearst. I think that would be great. I look forward to your float. The theme is Nightmare Before Christmas, and you can be a vampire if you really want to on the float.
I look forward very much to that event. Thank you so much.
Just an additional comment to this. You know, we are very fortunate to have Ian as a director within our broadband future of Yuba County. Looking across the spectrum of the state, not every county has this opportunity. I think we were, again, very fortunate to find Ian and put him in a position that helps the future of Yuba County. You've done a tremendous job so far. There's a lot of work to be done, but let me tell you, I think you and I both know we are on a leading edge throughout the state of making things happen in Yuba County. And it doesn't just happen, it happens just because you're there. So please keep it up. You're doing a great job. I think we'll all benefit as a result of your activity. So thanks for the report. Look forward to the future reports coming.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Okay.
That's all I had. I can't follow that.
That's good. County Council.
I can't follow it either. Thank you, sir.
Very good. So a couple of quick items. Mary, any comments that you might have?
None, thank you.
So 2 weeks ago, I missed a board meeting to attend the California Wildfire and Forest Resilience Task Force in Nevada County. Very profitable in being there, listening, connecting, talking with other supervisors. Wade Crowfoot was there as a presenter. So was our general manager of the water agency, Willie Willesee. Gave a great overview of the county, things we're doing, and really the leading edge of forest and forest projects to protect Yuba County. Patrick Wright brought up that there's about $1.3 billion headed the way of our forests throughout California, the 22-23 budget. Even though there's money, what really happens is who applies for it, who's using it, and actually obtaining those funds. It will take some time to come back to our county, but there is money coming. So a great project moving forward. There was recognition for our biomass operation that's still not quite broken the ground yet in Camptonville, but it's one of the top projects in the state of California for biomass. And one of the items that I'd like to see in the near future would be an ordinance, and I believe our fire safety officer will be bringing that to the full board to look at, which deals with how do we encourage those individuals in our county that don't maintain their property in a safe environment for the communities. So hopefully that's headed in our direction over the next few months. May take next year to actually accomplish that, but a really, really valuable tool. There's 3 or 4 counties within the state that actually have this, and we need to be one of those to encourage others to clean their property because it affects all of us to do that. Today, I'd also like to close this meeting on behalf of Deedar Baines and hope the board joins me in that recognition. Deedar was instrumental to many aspects of both the Yuba-Sutter County, and he will be missed, and we'd like to get that approved today.
Through the chair, can we all have all board members sign, please?
I would hope that would be the case, and if everyone acknowledges, I think I see some yeses. Very good. Okay, let's move to closed session litigation pursuant to Government Code Section 54956.9 D1 ES versus County of Yuba.
Yuba-Sutter.live's local government live streams are presented by Plumas Lake Self-Storage in Plumas Lake, where lifelong local residents are helping other residents keep things safe, providing indoor storage units, outdoor RV and vehicle parking, moving supplies, and Penske truck rentals. Details at plumaslakeselfstorage.com. Skip's Marysville Music Cafe, with lessons in person and personalized. Instruments including guitars and amps, horns, strings for instruments, and a myriad of music and sound equipment. Skip's Marysville Music Cafe.